So, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. My name is Claudio.
And I'm David.
And we are here with Two Shades of Grey, our new podcast that we're going to start now. Today is the 12th of January 2019, and we are near the Waterloo campus, the Waterloo University campus. We're both computer science students. We're both in our third year. And here, David, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
All right. Thank you, Claudio. Yeah, so I'm in computer science. I've been here since 2016. I met Claudio in summer of 2017. We both worked at Climax Media.
What a name.
Yeah, so I was in Toronto. In my free time, I like to skateboard, I like running. I like to read, both online, novels, whatever. And, I like to spend time with friends, practice mindfulness activities, and, of course, code. That's my major. That's my passion.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How about you?
Yeah, pretty much everything that David said as well. Some of my hobbies are, reading books, articles, watching documentaries, or interesting videos on YouTube or
Capturing
Netflix.
new knowledge.
Exactly, yes. Hanging out with friends, with David, of course. Coding as well, mainly for school, but also with some side projects.
Got those good hackathons.
Yeah, did some of those in the past few years. And
we haven't been to one yet, right?
Yeah, we haven't been to one together actually.
Together, yeah.
We tried to go to one in Toronto.
And then I but then there was that one in London that I didn't sign up for in time, right?
Was it London?
It was Western Hacks, right?
Yes, it was Western.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very sorry about that.
I was upset. I'm like,
maybe
David.
That could be a topic on the podcast.
Yes.
How to not put things off.
Yes, of course. It definitely will be. Okay, so let's give a bit of context about the podcast. So what we're trying to capture with Two Shades of Grey is precisely what the title is trying to say, which is the two shades of an argument. So an argument has two sides, like a side that's for something and a side that's against that thing. And so what we're trying to kind of highlight here is that even the yes side has some pros and cons, and even the no side has some pros and cons. And so even if you're for something, there may still be something that you may not agree with. And even if you're against something, there may still be something that you do agree with. And so we don't have this white and black side of an argument, but it's all gray. Mm-hmm. And at both ends of the gray, that's where the two shades come into.
Yeah, I mean, it's really about all the nuanced views, right? Because,
exactly.
You have a very polarized, like, left and right. But then in the middle, there's sort of like, even in the middle, we really just want to delve into there and then find like all the different points of view.
Exactly.
And then not really just assume like one point of view. I mean, like we do want to, let's say, argue against one another. Not argue, but you know what I mean? Debate or something to talk about it. But not, maybe we could just not just take only one view. Like, yes, we will try to argue for something, but then also explore why people think of other things.
Yeah, exactly. So like we'll try to capture both sides of the argument and play devil's advocate as well. Say like for a topic about being vegan, which will be something that we'll definitely talk about. We may agree on it or not, and we will also explore the other side, and then see what people may think of one way or another, and then try to determine what may be best.
Yeah. Or even when people have the same general point of view, there are still discrepancies in their views. So, for example, a lot of vegans, they feel differently about, let's say, bees. So that's also a nuanced view.
With honey.
Yeah. So then again, we can delve into those things.
Do you use honey, by the way?
I don't, no.
Really? It's so good. Okay, so and also another core thing that we'll try to achieve is that we will try to tackle all of these arguments under a moral and ethical view, right? So we'll always try to, think of what's right, what's best, why it is so, and all of this ultimately, under the perspective of two 20-year-old students, which are probably thinking like, a lot of other teenagers or young adults out there that are studying or working, And, if we can try to encompass kind of that thought, we can show, other older people that, we're not all stupid teens that just drink and party all the time, but we have...
It does happen, but not all the time.
Yeah. It does happen sometimes. And we can delve into that as well.
And we aren't experts.
Exactly.
We understand that we have a lot to learn. We know that we have a lot of things to look into. So we aren't coming into this podcast with just the hunger for more knowledge.
Yes.
And what I was thinking is that when we have, let's say, the next week's or the next podcast topic, we can research that over the time. Like, let's say if it happens every week, then we can research that during the week. Come up with new ideas, maybe just look into something that we've never really thought about. And then when we come back to the podcast, then we have a more supported point of view, but also we have more knowledge of what other people think about and why.
Yes.
So then we can talk about that.
Exactly, yeah. So
we definitely aren't experts.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're just trying to give our humble opinion based on whatever we know. And we're trying to help others as well. Often we've been asked from friends for advice on this or that, and so we realize, well, if we can help our friends out, then maybe we can help many other people out, and so that's another topic that we'll delve into. But I think that most of the topics will be controversial topics that people often don't know what their stand is on, or that are very gray kind of, we'll try to give our point of view on that. Or ask questions that people are afraid to ask, or that they don't even know that these questions could be asked, and really treating everyone equally. Hopefully, in fact, we'll have some other guests on the podcast, or we can go on campus and interview people just to get more input. And if we can get some communication with the other listeners, try to get them to give us their input so that we can progress in a more of a how can I say, balanced way, or so that it's not just like a one-way input, but we get a response from the audience as well.
Yeah.
And we can progress that way.
Definitely. So morality and ethics is definitely really important, but I think sometimes it seems like it's so theoretical to people, but yet they don't realize how concrete it is.
Exactly.
And how much it drives their daily life.
Yeah.
I've been taking some courses and they've touched on ethics. They touched on morality. And
was it philosophy?
Philosophy, it was more of formal argumentation and logic.
Okay.
But it did get into that because when you have argumentation, or when you study it, then you naturally will touch on certain controversial issues.
Yes.
I think that morality and ethics, to me, it gives me kind of more of a sense of being. I feel that if I can realize why I believe certain things and maybe what exactly I believe in, I can be more consistent.
Yes.
And logical with my choices.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So there are a lot of different fields of thought. Aristotle differs so much from maybe another person. So
yeah.
I personally think it's a very strong driving force of everything that I do, and the more I research it, then the more I think I can make an informed decision about what is right and what is wrong.
Exactly.
And it's an underlying factor of so many things.
Yes, of course. I also think that it happens a lot subconsciously as well. We may do things in our daily life that we don't think of, just like muscle memory. We open the door in a certain way as we can speak to someone in a certain way. And that has a lot of, different ways that can be done. So I can speak to you condescendingly, or I can speak to you as an equal person. And that's all happening subconsciously. And, there's morals involved in that as well. Because, if I treat you as someone that's lower than me, then from your point of view, you won't feel as I'm respecting you enough. You will feel as, I think that I'm better than you, which is not right, which is wrong. And so, the morality is always very important, and it's an integral part of who we are. And as you said, it may not be something that people think is concrete, but that instead, is always happening all the time.
Yeah.
And whenever we choose a side, right?
And I think that having a really good understanding of morality, it can make you a more informed person.
Yeah.
And just make radical changes to your life.
Exactly.
Potentially for the better, for you to be more consistent with, like, hey, actually I do kind of agree with these things.
Yes, exactly.
But I do these actions, so maybe I should change.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me in some cases, which we will get into later on.
Yeah. And on that note, a thing that we'll want to do is also try to inspire others and try to help others see things from a different perspective, from a different point of view. Hopefully we'll be able to give you, the audience, something that you can bring into your daily life and that can help you live a better life, a more fulfilled life. It may be very ambitious to think that we can achieve all of those things, but, to help others think more, or maybe not give things for granted, and just be more appreciative, and always think twice, and always think of the opposite side of an argument, because maybe you're not right.
Well, I believe it was Plato that said that an unexamined life is not worth living.
Yes.
So
exactly, yeah. So
with these chats, maybe we will find enlightenment.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Hopefully enlighten you too.
Yes. So I guess that this can be the first episode. We will cut it here, and then for the next ones, we'll have more topics coming along your way. And if you like them or not, let us know, of course. Let us know how to improve, because this is our very first episode that we're recording. So we are very inexperienced. We're a bit shy, maybe not the confident, not as confident as we could be, or as we will get to be in the future. So yeah, any input is obviously appreciated, and any tips or anything like that is very, very what's the synonym?
Very appreciated, or very appreciated. Oh
yeah, synonym.
We will be
thankful for that, or
grateful.
Grateful, yeah. She said it exactly. So yeah, thank you for listening. We hope that you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Right.